If you have bought drugstore makeup in 2026 because of TikTok, or you're trying to save some money this year, but it still looks cakey, dry, and it doesn't compliment you, it's probably not the makeup. It could be the way you're applying it. Drugstore makeup is having a big comeback now. Everyone's talking about it, but most people are using it completely wrong. So today I'm going to do a full face of only drugstore affordable makeup products. I'm going to be showing you the exact techniques, how to make it look more expensive, and also the mistakes you need to stop doing immediately. So let's get into it. So the first step is skin prep, and this is where most people already mess it up. You honestly do not need a 10-step skincare routine before makeup. You just need hydrated skin that isn't greasy. When your base is dry, any foundation, drugstore or luxury will cling to every patch and look textured. When it's too oily, it will just slide right off. So keep this really simple. For your moisturizer, you need to let it absorb for 30 seconds. And that's it. Your skin should feel slightly tacky, not wet, not too tight. So now you know that over-prepping is the fastest way to make any makeup look obvious. So don't do it. Okay, now let's talk about primer, because this is where people really waste money. You do not always need a primer. But if you have got specific concerns, oily skin, large pores, texture, the right primer can help. Notice how I'm not using heavy layers of this all over my face. I'm just using it where I need it. If you have oily skin, your T-zone probably gets very oily, so you need a mattifying primer. If you have dry skin, you might use a hydrating primer. The key is less is more. Primer is really not that mandatory for expensive looking makeup. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Before concealer, we need to talk about color correction. This is what separates people who know makeup from people who are just guessing. I'm using a peach corrector under my eyes, and this is specifically for dark circles. If you have deep purple or blue tones under your eyes, concealer alone won't cut it. You're just putting beige over blue, and that's why it'll look grey and ashy. Peach neutralizes blue and purple. That's basic color theory. But if your darkness is deeper than mine, go for orange. I'm only putting this where I can see darkness, not everywhere. The goal is to neutralize the discoloration, not add another layer of product. Notice how this doesn't look orange or obvious. It's just cancelled out the darkness. Now when I apply concealer on top, which is the next step, it'll actually look like skin, not like I'm trying to hide something. Now concealer is not foundation, so you need to stop using it like one. I'm only applying this to my under eyes and on specific spots that need extra coverage. Notice how I'm not dragging this all over the face. That's what makes makeup look heavy. If you want that expensive finish, your skin needs to look real. Real skin has variation. Real skin has texture. This is coverage that looks intentional and not accidental. Now foundation is where I see the biggest mistake. I also see it constantly, where people use too much foundation. Now foundations are not really designed to be layered heavily. That's when they start to look thick, cakey, and textured. This amount that I'm applying is enough for the entire face. I always start with a half pump. If you think this isn't enough, that's already possibly the problem. Notice how I'm not trying to cover everything in one go. Expensive makeup always lets skin show through. That's the whole point. If you want full, opaque coverage everywhere, drugstore makeup might not forgive you all that much. It could sit on top of your skin and it could look like a mask. So what I'd say is you build slowly. Add more only where you actually need it. This is how you get a skin-like finish with affordable products. Let's move to the next step. Okay, let's talk about contour, because this is where drugstore makeup can get a bit tricky. I'm sure you've seen those harsh contour lines like those ones on Instagram and TikTok. It might look good on camera, but it doesn't look good in real life. Now I'm going to show you how to use this product effectively. If you're going to contour, it needs to be subtle and fully blended. I'm using a cool tone shade, which you should always, and I'm placing it only where shadows would naturally fall. The second you see a line, you've probably gone too far. You should always build up your contour slowly. Contour is optional, and honestly, if you're new to makeup, skip it entirely and just use bronzer. Now this is non-negotiable if you want expensive looking makeup. Bronzer is what makes your face look alive, warm, and dimensional. The key with bronzer is using a brush that's not too big or not too small, and apply it only where the sun would naturally hit your face. Always tap off the excess. You can add more, but you cannot take it back. I'm applying some on the cheekbones and then going to the temples. Then I'm bringing it across my forehead. You can bring it down the sides of your nose, and I'm applying it along my jawline. Even if you skip contour, I would avoid skipping bronzer. Blush is non-negotiable if you want your drugstore makeup to look high-end. Flat faces do not look great. Dimension looks expensive. I'm using a muted, softer tone. Nothing neon, nothing too bright. If your blush is screaming before you enter a room, it's too much. The goal is a natural flush, not a statement. Now, if you skip your eyebrows, your entire makeup will look unfinished. And now I'm going to show you how to use these products to get this beautifully shaped brows. I am not trying to create Instagram brows. I'm creating natural, feathered brows that look intentional. The key is to mimic the direction of your natural brow hair. Overdrawn, blocky brows usually won't complement your entire look. And now when you use a tinted brow gel or a clear one, it'll keep everything in place without looking stiff. Polished brows make everything look more expensive. Now for the eyeshadow step, we need to aim for simple, controlled, and clean. But this is where people mostly overdo it. You do not need 10 shades. You just need to know where to place your eyeshadow. Expensive eye makeup is blended, clean, and controlled. And not to forget, simple. Too much shimmer, too many layers, and suddenly everything looks messy and not so great. I'm just going to be using 3 shades from this Morphe Rose Frequency palette. A transition shade, a mid-tone shade, and a deeper shade to give this beautiful pink smoky eye look. If you can see where one color stops and the other starts, keep blending. Let's go into liner and mascara. A liner can elevate your look or destroy it. If it's too thick and harsh, it looks dated. If it's intentionally soft and smudged, it looks expensive. I'm keeping this close to the lash line, not creating a thick line, just giving it some definition. And the same goes with mascara. 1 or 2 coats is enhancement. Wiggle at the base, pull through to the tips. If you do need a second coat, let the first one dry completely. Clumpy lashes are not the go. Now for setting powder. This is where most people completely ruin their entire makeup look. Powder is necessary. Overpowdering is not. The more matte you make your skin look, the cheaper your makeup starts to look. I'm only setting it where I need it, under the eyes, so concealer doesn't crease. Everywhere else, you could possibly leave it alone. That depends on your skin type. But if your skin looks flat, chalky, or completely matte at this stage, you've already gone too far. So let's dial it down a bit and your makeup will look so much more better. If there's one thing that makes drugstore makeup look instantly expensive, it's lip liner. Lip liner gives structure. Structure always looks high-end. I'm applying this on my entire lip. This gives the lipstick something to grip to and makes it last longer. And now I'm going for something that's nothing too bold and nothing too glossy. If you need to, you can even blot it. Over glossy or completely matte lips can cheapen the whole look. This is polished and this is controlled. Okay, we've reached the final step, and this is either where people lock in that expensive looking makeup or they end up ruining their entire makeup look. Setting spray is not about over-drowning your face. You need to hold the bottle at least 8 to 10 inches away from the face. Let it dry naturally. At this stage, your skin should look like skin, not a mask. And this is the full face of drugstore makeup. What makes it look expensive is not the price tag. It's how much product you use. Basically restraint. Stop applying heavy foundation, skipping steps like brows and lips, and really focus on the technique. Drugstore makeup can look polished as luxury makeup. If this video actually helped you, please do not forget to hit that like button. Send it to a friend who's currently struggling with drugstore makeup or just applying makeup. And if you want more tutorials like this, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. I'll see you in the next one.